It may be my favorite downhill in the PNW. It may be my favorite downhill anywhere. The only drawback is you gotta shuttle. Hi, I'm Paul Andrews here with another episode of PNWmtb from Seattle. Now the great PNW has so many great spectacular downhills, particularly if you include our friends to the north in British Columbia. It's hard to say any one is number one, but Foggy Dew Trail outside of Winthrop in the North Cascades has to be right up there with the best. The irony is it's not ridden much, at least by mountain bikers. It might as well be called Foggy Don't. It does get a fair bit of use by motos, and it shows, but in Foggy Dew's case, the motos just add to the spice of this classic. The reason it doesn't get ridden much is that mountain bikers typically opt for that iconic classic Angel staircase in this region. No argument with that, but if you do staircase, you can't do Foggy Dew. The front end of Foggy Dew does mimic Angel Staircase by taking the Crater, Eagle, Martin Creek trifecta up to Cooney Lake, the jewel of Okanagan high country. But instead of doing that hike-a-bike up to Staircase, you continue on Martin Creek to Foggy Dew. Then the fun truly begins. You drop just under 5,000 feet, nearly a mile, in 6+ miles distance. Anyone who rides mountain bikes knows that if you're dropping nearly 1,000 feet a mile, you're doing some serious descending. And the cool thing about Foggy Dew is this diversity. You have high elevation scree, motoed out rubble, swoopy, jumpy sections, lots of 3-foot drops and senders, exposure, classic alpine single track, and on and on. It's got everything. And all the time you're going really fast. The only challenge is not taking a header while doing your shredder. There's a ton of chunk on this trail and it's not kind to flesh and bone. I typically wear armor, and by all means pay attention every nanosecond of the way. Foggy Dew's intensity requires constant attention, and that's another big win in my book. Chances are you won't encounter any riders coming up because Foggy Dew going up is more a hike than a ride. And that's reason number 2 riders don't do Foggy Dew. I've pushed up it a few times over the years, but it's a long, frustrating slog of on and off the bike. At the end of the ride, the parking lot below, you encounter reason number 3 why Foggy Dew isn't ridden much. You now have to drive 5 miles of twisty, rutted, annoying fire road back up to the top to retrieve your shuttle vehicle. And then you have to drive the same thing all the way back down. It's possible to ride up the fire road, of course, either to start or end the ride, but why would you want to self-harm like that? So yeah, the logistics of my favorite downhill aren't the greatest, but hey, the rewards are so sweet. My last 4 or 5 trips to Winthrop, I've done this ride, and really, I may not ever go to Winthrop again without doing it. So check it out, and maybe next time I'm pounding down Foggy Dew, I'll see you out on the trail.